And we're about to go live on, about to hit live on, there we go. Now, all right, we are now live on YouTube. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Put the link into the WhatsApp. Praise the Lord.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to make all this stuff work.
Yeah, look, the thing that I need to do is make you a host. That's just an extra subscription, and I will get you on as a host. And once I've got you on as a host, we can go from there. Although, having said that, we're live streaming, so I'm probably not going to talk about it right now. And we'll go from there, Mark.
Yep, we'll get that. And they are broadcasting again in the church in Kapiri Mapashi.
So today, Mark, we not only can be accessed via Zoom, not only via YouTube Live, but for those that do not have the capacity or perhaps the finance to be able to access the data that it requires to stream those things, there is actually the physical location there in Kapiri Mapashi where people can go down at 6 p.m. every Wednesday and be able to participate in the sessions that way, which is great.
That is great.
So obviously we're trying to make it as many different ways as possible. Additionally, we are doing interpretation today. For those that the English is hard. We're additionally doing interpreting the entirety of the session. So there will be a bunch of different ways that people can connect in today into the session. It's the session 2 of our pre-internship series, designed very much to allow people to stay connected as we onboard. Now we have 170 people doing internship, which is a significant number. Wow. Both tier 1, those that are starting a business, and tier 2, those that already have a business, as we seek to see them grow their businesses or start businesses that are growing businesses. So yeah, it's coming along. We are learning the technology as we go. And of course that requires some effort. And yeah, that's the whole step along the way. Very good.
Very exciting.
We've added Abraham in now. We've added additionally.
I see Emmanuel and Abraham.
Yeah. Promoted Abraham to panelist, which means he can talk. And also
and
hello, Abraham. Hello, Emmanuel. Welcome. Great to have you guys on today as well. Over there in Kapiri Mapashi. There we go. I'm just going to ask everyone to have their different, have their phones muted during the call. That will help me big time, except for, of course, Abraham, who is going to be interpreting today, I believe. Abraham, if you're there, give us a hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello. How are you?
We are well. Hello, Abraham. Great to see you. Great to hear you today. Do you have video, or are you going with just audio today?
Yeah. Pastor Mark, how are you? Pastor said the network is poor.
The network is good.
Okay, how are you?
We are well. We are well. Thank you for asking. Things are going well
Yeah.
today, and we
Yeah,
are
thank you.
actively just waiting for everybody to get on over the next few minutes. We're on a bit early today. Mark will be sharing with us in just a few minutes as we get involved and with session 2, which is an exciting thing. Obviously,
Okay.
in Zambia, it's sometimes difficult with the network, and so we're creating multiple ways to log on. If people go to our Activate Zambia WhatsApp group, the YouTube link has been put there, and I'm additionally going to actually put the YouTube link in the comment section below. It's for all those that wish to share it with a person who perhaps is having difficulty getting on. Yeah, so we are working at these things and getting it done, learning the technology so that Africa and the United States can talk together, learn business together, grow together, all part of the journey. Hello, Emmanuel. I can see that you are there today. Emmanuel Monsange, welcome.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, and for being part of this wonderful program. Thank you so much.
If anyone has questions there in Zambia about the program, of course, Emmanuel Monsange is the person to talk to. He is the person who is best equipped to be able to help you link in if you're having difficulties connecting or have questions relating to timetable or anything of this nature. It is something which, again, he is able to really assist with. So, again, I encourage as many of you who can to utilize his willingness to serve Activate Zambia. He's one of our staff members there now, are with Activate Zambia in Zambia. So praise the Lord for Emmanuel.
Amen.
We're just adding people even as we speak to the call. And we're about 5 or 6 minutes before we'll start today. Welcome everybody who's able to join us. I see Faith, I see Tabitha, I see Natasha, I see John, I see Jonathan, Jalufia. Great to see you as well. See you all there in Zambia. Wonderful having you on today. And we're excited for the sessions that we're going to be running. And obviously, if you have your video, we can see you. If you are just listening to the audio today, this is okay also. And we are promoting as many of you as we can to panelists today so that you can actually see yourselves. Hello, John. Welcome, John Wale there. Good to see him as well today.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you. How are you?
We are good. We are good. I'm going to encourage everyone to stay muted today just so there's no interference with Mark sharing. So make sure everyone stays muted on your phones today. This helps us as we have a clear broadcast. For those of you who are unable to connect, for those of you who are unable to connect because the technology is too difficult or because the data is too much, please feel free to access our YouTube. And I am about to, in the chat down below, I'm about to put the YouTube link. And there it is. The YouTube link is now in the chat. If you need to share that YouTube link, you need to give it to somebody who is having trouble logging in. Feel free to go ahead and do that. This is, of course, our second week of pre-internship. And we have been all this week We posted who is now an intern, who has been approved for internship on tier 1 in our WhatsApp group. If anyone has not received that list or needs to receive that list, feel free to private message me. I can get that to you or speak to, again, I encourage as many people as can speak to Emmanuel Monsange, and even Abraham if you need access to that. We're going to do interpretation today of everything Mark has to say. I believe it will be either Abraham or Emmanuel who'll be doing this. So even if the language is difficult, feel free to go ahead and feel free to go ahead and be at ease around that. Just adding people on. Very good. Excellent. Now, of course, on the 27th, which is next Wednesday, we start internship proper, and that will be our first official session. And in the meantime, we have been doing these pre-sessions just to allow people to stay connected with the program while we are getting everything set up. There's a lot of challenges with technology as we allow people to access the programs, things that we have to work hard to make happen. So yeah, it all takes work. Again, I encourage as many of you as are jumping on to please make sure you mute your make sure that you mute your phones if you can do that. This helps us not have background noise when Mark is sharing. And some of you are falling off the web, falling off your and I can see this obviously from my end, and I'm doing as much as I can to keep you connected from my end when you log back in. It's great to have Jamie with us as well. Jamie, of course, is our program director. Welcome, Jamie. Great to have you on. And in just a few minutes, we will get started. It's now just clicked over 6 p.m. there in Kapiri Maposhi. It's 9 a.m. here in in Oregon. And in Mark's case, 12 p.m. in Ohio. So, yeah, very cool. Hello, Jamie. Welcome.
Good morning, Seth. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, John, Jonathan, Natasha, Abraham, Tabitha, Christabel, Shamunda, Emmanuel, Faith. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Abraham, are you on?
Yes, I'm on, Pastor Seth.
Excellent. Just when we are starting, please, if you can be as close to the microphone as you can, everyone will be able. I assume it's you who are interpreting today?
Okay, Pastor. Okay.
Okay, so you will have to be pretty close to the microphone. If it does not work out, we always have, of course, if you drop out for some reason, sometimes happens with the technology, then we can, obviously someone else can pick it up.
No problem.
Excellent. Great to see you there. It's wonderful seeing your even those that have been able to put video on. Very cool. Jonathan there. And of course, John. Jonathan and I were just chatting recently. So just great to see you. Exciting stuff. This is session 2 of our pre-internship. Last week, we were talking about how to be excellent in terms of being coached. How can I set myself up to be really good at being coached? And Mark was sharing around this subject. And as part of that, we were talking about getting started on our on our way. So today, I believe Mark is going to be sharing some more around this. Okay, Abraham, I think we'll start to interpret if you are ready.
Yes, I'm ready, man of God.
Excellent. Fantastic. Jamie, before we invite Mark to start speaking, is there anything that you would like to give by way of announcements today or anything you would like to say before we start?
I wanted to thank everyone who has taken time to, who had applied for Tier 2 and had taken time to be interviewed. For others who currently have a business, who have not been interviewed, I encourage you to touch bases with Emmanuel Monsanje so we can get you scheduled for an interview. We posted names that had been interviewed last week on Sunday, the 17th, and we will plan to list names who are interviewed and approved for Tier 2 this coming Sunday. And we are hoping that everyone who is interested in being in Tier 2 can be interviewed before the end of this week.
Excellent.
Okay. So, guys, balanda ko bokutila, bon simple, baliaba tuba interview Tier 1. Amashina bakaposta, balaba kwatama business. Balaba kwatama business, ebantu basitula interview. So, ngataba kusoba interview, shoko bokutila ti, wa isaye kwa tine, chakwata business. So, kwata business number, balesta ba interviews bonse. Ngena bashaka kwata, bali mu Tier 2. Nemobe nilo kamista ba interviews. Okay,
Excellent.
go ahead.
Excellent. Abraham, if you can again move closer to the microphone, that would be even more clear. This would be really good. Otherwise, we'll go with what we have. Okay, so without any further delay, I would like to introduce Mark Hughes.
Thank you, Seth. Last week, we talked about being prepared for coaching.
Valetila mulungu afumeneko ailandirepo kuti muinga ipekanya abantu abenga abifunda.
How to be humble and how to prepare our minds to learn.
Efyo muinga ichefya, nefyo muinga pekanya amano enu ukusambirila.
We ask that you be patient with us as this process of setting up the training and interviews takes time.
Awe bale ikusobola kutela chamu babatekanya ero tuli munshira ya kusambirila kaino kumipusha.
We have a lot more people interested and prepared to start a business than we had originally planned.
Natukwata abantu abengi sana abalimbiremo n'abale mufo bwino kuti abengamba amakwebo.
So please be patient with us as we respond to the need, because we don't want to leave anybody out.
Awe bena batekanya ero tuwebwesha kabira kwenu bantu telefoni mundu na nguli wonse afiko munshira Yesu.
I will also want to ask everyone to understand that besides this adventure, we have other jobs.
Ayefwa ya bepsha bantu bose ko bakutila ti ukukusambirila natukwata situation sana but mwala kwata mabukumo.
So, and we cannot respond to every message that comes to us.
Awe testuweshe kumbila shonse ishingalalisa kuli balifwe.
So I just want to be clear that we don't mean to be rude, but it's just overwhelming and the number of messages that we get.
Awe tamatila chawe tamefoku ba abantu bashiri kwino nomba bale bapange fintu fituntulu kuma tutusebo tuleisa kuli bena.
So we are happy to accept your invitations on Facebook and Messenger and WhatsApp, but we are not able to, we can't just communicate with a few of you. and there's too many for us to communicate with all.
awe natutemwa pantu natsuntinkana kuri WhatsApp natsuntinkana kuri Facebook nomba banono twalashanya twalashanya abantu abengi sana.
So please try to direct your communication through Emmanuel and Abraham, and we will do our best to keep up with everyone.
Awe esheni ukula esheni ba Emmanuel Pastor Emmanuel Banyes Musanje ba Abrahamu ukobo kutile Facebook mrefu ya kutumwa beba tukala kwesha priva imwe mko londo la fiance Filipo.
And lastly, as I know there is some culture differences in the way technology is used, but I want to remind everyone
kairi mucha kulekesha baletila kuli ukubomfya ifya basungu ifya isa ifya pisana nomba balefo kuyibukisha umuntu uli wese bo atipila balatwalira
is please don't send friend requests to all of the people in our contact list. That in America is considered rude, and you should not be doing that. Be friends with me and Seth and Jamie, but don't send friend requests to everybody. That's not really acceptable in America.
awe baletila kusala chabo kwa America tachasuminishiwa ukusala fyo muntu ozaye munobe au munobe sango muntu akwati baseti ba maki n'abashana bajikimi hauti muntu uli wese muyasumina.
Thank you for understanding.
Tutasana pa kumfwa kwenu.
If you are already not writing a business plan, you should be.
Iwe ngata ukwete amakwebo oyo ole butukanayo ulingire kwakwata makwebo.
In our business session, we talked a lot about writing a business plan.
Awe mukusambira kwasuka makwebo twailande finti sana baba tuinga kutisha makwebo Yesu.
Seth, were you able to send that out?
I apologize. I'm not quite sure what you're referring to.
I sent you a document an hour or so ago.
I can find that and send it immediately. Yes.
Thank you. So I am, we're going to talk today about the first section of writing a business plan and the overview of the whole plan.
Awe twalamba nombo kulanda po acha musereja kubalira po baba tuinga kutisha makwebo Yesu.
We have, I realize this is a big task.
Nomba ndeiruka ukobo kutira ti ifi nomba musela nangu mulimo ukalamba sana otupete.
But it is almost impossible for a coach to help you start a business or grow your business without a plan.
Kairi chari becha kosa ko muntu ule utansha ukwamba makwebo ukwabula mapangari yonse.
And I want to make sure that you have your plan in writing so that somebody can understand what you want to do.
Awo balefwa ya yonomba wewe mfwa pa musepera ukwate amapange aya makwebo yasuma ukutila onso muntu ingatwalira kwa ishi bati ifi echo lepo kuchita.
So Seth is sending out on WhatsApp a added, he just looks like it just went out, thank you, a sample business plan.
Amakwebo aya suma sana eyo tuinga chita itinechirangilo bala chirondolola.
This is a sample and it is a made up company.
kairi ififintu ifye balela ndapo fyari pangwa mutupimfya utwapsana psana notuma company twapsana psana.
I used this in a training session a few years ago. And it's just a made-up company.
Bali bomfeshe fi mukwayelo bayisire kumbali landirepo baletile ifintu ifi twampanifye utusumo twapsana psana.
But it gives you an idea of what's included in a plan.
Nomba chide kupela amano mufyo winga bikamo amapange okwete mufyo lembele.
The most important thing to get from this is, even though we said we talked about sections, none of them are really long.
Awe chintu chikalamba echo winge shiba na mtu atende pama patupimfya takuri chintu chimona ngula fyonse fyabe fyabipa.
You can fit your entire business plan on 7 or 8 pages.
Awe iwe kutuwabika makwamba yonse kuyabika buno sana mutupimfya twapsana psana.
If you need more, it's okay, but people will not read a business plan that is 50 pages long.
Ngolefu ayefingi fite fye bwinomba abantu tetbabelenge mufyo kwete bantu fyafulisha.
So this plan that I just sent out, as you can see, is pretty compact.
Awo nomba amapanga owinga lemba no winga mona kutwaishi bati finomba na fisuntinka na buno sana kuti namba makwebo.
And it also is clear that there is some things that have to be included.
Kailikwaliba ifintu fimo efyo twinga bikapo nokushibati fiene fi kuti nalundapo.
There has to be, the first section has to be telling us about your business.
Ichakubalirapo chilinge nomba chakweva kwebo kutira chikushye makwebo nshiko kwete ifishe kulinga chitama kwebo kwete ichakubalirapo ngulelemba ole mfo musepela.
The tell us about your business, or the business description, comes after the first section is a summary that you write last.
Ichakubalirapo kusondolwela mufyole mbele nefyole ipusha nefyole fwaya nomba kulondola buno sana.
So if it makes sense, we actually start with section 2.
Twalamba mutupimfya utwakubalirapo utwabubiri.
And that is the description of your business.
Kaili ifi ebulondoloshi uwa makwebo yobe.
Which would include the type and form of business.
Ifyala afo winga bikapo amakwebo oyole chita kaina makwebo yantu winga gomba.
For example, in this case, they are a company that makes bicycles or sells bicycles.
Kwati chilangiro kwaliba twampani tupanga amachinga nangula ukushitisha amachinga.
You would also describe the location of your business and the description of the facility that you work in.
Kairo lingile wa londola buno bwino inchende kaino kulondola buno bwino efyo winga inchende kunokoli.
And you would describe your product and your service.
Kairi wala londolola na makwebo oyo leshitisha nepyo leshitisha nga pali bwina mutapali bwino. Efya kulefyo.
And you would describe the timetable for how you're going to start or how you're going to grow your business, over what time period and the different steps.
Kairi wala londolola wala pangana na table oloberi suma efyo winga londola amakwebo oyo lingire wabomba no ino kwakanya no kufunyapo amakwebo lingire wachita no kupusanya wapusanya.
So in this example, this is a
Muri
business called
chikilangiriro.
Psychorama. Just made it up.
Muri chirangiriro fyalipangwa abantu balalubana sana nga balepanga kya musango so batulingire wachibomcha bwino bwino n'okupanga amano yobe bwino.
And their business is to sell high-end and high-performance bicycles.
Nga makwebo yobe nga kushitisha amachinga ayaweme ulingire waishi bati amachinga ndeshitisha nayawa makira kwa mtengo ukalamba no usuma.
So in this example, they tell about the types of bicycles that they sell.
Muri chirangiriro balalanda amakwebo oyo kweta ya machinga nayo leshitisha.
And they talk about who they are going to sell them to. Who are their customers?
Kairi balalanda nefyo owenga shako bakastoma bobe na bantu owenga twalirako.
And then they talk about in the business description that they are also going to provide services to bicycles.
Kairi ufuile balanda papa fintu amakwebo yo twalando la buno wino kai nefyo wala pekanya amakwebo oyo ulingire wachita.
So you get the they also talk about how they're going to have, what kind of relationship they're going to have with their customers, so customers come back.
Kairi balalanda na pesenge oyo kwete na bantu bali obolesha kwe fintu okutilanga wakati na pesenge yawa ma na kabiri bakabwela.
So I encourage you, I want you to read this plan, especially this section.
Kairi bale mikoselesha nga mulelemba ayamapanga ya makwebo makamaka mutupimvya tumo mulingire mwaposa sana mano.
And start to write your plan that makes sense for your business.
Ukwamba okulemba amapanga yobe ifinga panga amakwebo yobe yabe wino mufyolechita makwebo yobe.
So for example, if you're going to be making shirts or clothes,
muchilangiro ngole pange fya kufwala masheti fya kufwala.
you would talk about the types of clothes you're going to make and where you're going to make them and how you make them.
Kai walalanda bushe mashati shininga panga ni kusokonde pangira ni shinela panga shani kulingire wafilondola kuinefyo.
You would make somebody understand your business if they've never been there and never met you.
Umuntu alingile aumfuikisha amakwebo yobe ngatabafikako nangula ngatabaya kwa fina bashi batfiwa elanda muri amanwa yenge asuma.
Very important that your plan explains all of the details without being too long.
Ufile waishi bate amapanga yobe kote makwebo nokulondora shubulu kuno sana wafikapo fiene fila sendeshta nombango wafilondora fila befia wama.
And that you explain your kapiri mapashi, because your coach and your potential investors have never been there and don't know anything about your community.
Bade kukansha tabaishiba kuntoka wikala kaite wafikako kuchendo ko wikala so filondora buno sana kanchi ndo wikala kapiri ponshi.
And you will see in here, and we'll talk about it today, is how important you are in this plan.
Awe bala chilondola buno wino efi balondola pa kutila bushebu kankala nshebo abaiwe muri amapanga ya makwebo yole bomba.
People don't just invest in your business, they invest in you.
Abantu tababikamo fye makwebo yobe babikamo muri iwe babika noti makwebo yobe
So you have to tell us a story of who you are.
ufile watu weba neria shintu waba.
You are the reason people will invest, not just your business plan.
Iwe niwo walalenga abantu echo balabika mulupira muri iwe aiko iyo imbere makwebo ati iwe ngo walondera bulungu sana bakwishika balabika mulupira.
So you have to let us know who you are in your business plan.
Ufile wabe shibisha fintu waba makwebo yobe oyo gutukanayo.
The next section in the business plan is your operations and location. So tell us.
Chimbi.
Go ahead.
Chimbi echo balondola makwebo aya ninchende no busuma necho winga chita mu makwebo alabeba filo wabeba.
So for example, if you're going to ship your products, show us that where you're going to ship from.
Muchilangilo ngolefo ya useshe amakwebo yobe kubebe nikwisa eko wala tuwala nikusoko wala seshisha.
If you're counting on people coming to you to buy things, show us how accessible your location is.
Ngolefo ya bantu bashite amakwebo yokwete tuwebe nikwisa kunchende ko twele amakwebo kutila bantu bese bashite.
The next section is market and industry analysis.
Chimbi echo balanda ponichi efya winga shitisha amakwebo yobe kulenga yaenda.
So if you're making shirts, tell us about the industry of shirts in Africa and how many people are doing this.
Nga muchilangilo ngole panga ifya kufwala bebe ni industry shi mu Africa nangula mukapiri emo winga panga ifya kufwala.
Just if you are making a clothes or if you're growing a food and selling it, show us of all about the industry or the total industry in Zambia.
Ngole panga ifya kufwala nefya pusana ichikankala kubebe no kubalanga busheni industry shi mu Zambia eyo lebo mfyana ngula eyo kwete.
Because it may be obvious to you that the primary crop is maize and everybody grows it and people grow different vegetables. But to somebody in America, they don't know that.
Kuti chaba fine ukuthi la makwebo yobe lechita ifya kudya fya bapanga ifyo bonfya ukuthi boyese kuti bakwata nomba mu America abengita bakwata.
And if you make clothes, describe to us what type of clothes and how many people wear them, because the dress is a little bit different there than here.
Londola kuri ba ifa buno bwino bushe musangulo ishi oyo pangira mu ifintu bantu abengite chitwa kwane but kuminga watu wala kuti yabakwana so kulondolola.
It is important that you tell us all about your industry or whatever you're doing, because we don't know your culture and your country.
kaili chikankala sana ukutweva fintule panga nefyo winga chita pantu tatua ishiba mutundu obe tatua ishiba kaine chalo chofumako so chikankala kulondola buno sana.
Seth and Jamie and I and the rest of our group learned a lot, but when we visited, but your coach and investors don't know that. They have not been there.
Umuntu ule kukansha teshiba efyo amapango kwete teshiba nefyo le tontonkanya namba ngamona fintu lesi nefyo akukansha chilaba echikankala balumbula ba Jamie balumbula na bena.
So in this sample plan, when you read it, you will see that I talked a lot about the town that they wanted to open a bicycle shop in. It's a made-up town.
Muri chibelelo ndola ichama kuwebo twinga panga na mwabelenga muno wino bachando kobo kutira abala ndapo pafyo muntu enga panga pafyo muntu enga bika muno wino chintu alevo kustana kalale kene na bakabikapo.
Excellent job, Seth. Thank you.
Batashia fintu mure monapa.
So keep going down. The next section is when we look at the market industry analysis, tell us about tell us about Kapiri Mapashi, tell us about Zambia, tell us about Africa, all of it.
If you mulele shaba ifalele mbaba basungwa baletila chimbi twebe pari Zambia fwe Zambia yaba twebe fwe yaba kalala ko wikala ko twebe na bantu abe kalamo nefye winga chita filondole buno sana.
The next section is competition.
Awe chimbi echo bengalanda posana kula palanya no kuchirishanya.
If you're making shirts, who else makes shirts in your marketplace?
Ngola pange fya kufuala ngola lima ngolo demusalu ishibo kobo kutatu bishani nani umuntu upange fya kufuala wino ngefyo mpanga ini.
If you're only going to sell shirts in Kapiri Mapashi, just tell us about Kapiri Mapashi competitors.
Iwe ngole fwa fye ushitaka kufuala mukapiri mponshi twebe fye fya kufuala mukapiri mponshi.
If you're going to sell shirts in Lusaka, tell us about your competitors in Lusaka.
Ngolefo kushitisha ifya kufuala mu Lusaka twebe na bantu bosangile ebo winga china no winga palanyako muri ya mu Lusaka.
If you're going to sell shirts all over Africa, then you have to tell us all about Africa.
Ngolefo kushitisha ifya kufuala Afrika beyonse ufilwa tweba ifyo Afrika ili eno ifya kufuala.
If you want to sell your shirts in America, you don't need to give us competitors about every company in America, just about the companies that ship them from Africa.
Ngolefo ya ukushitisha ifya kufuala mu Afrika uisa mkutweba bali Amerika ifo yaba londola fye ifya kufuala mu Afrika ulondole buno sana aikono kupanya na Amerika londola fili mu Afrika.
So, for example, there are already people in Africa that make shirts and send them to America.
Muchilangirilo waliba abantu mu Afrika abapanga ifya kufuala kubisenda no kufutwala ku Amerika.
Your job is to differentiate yourself, or why should people buy them from you?
Insto yobe uringile wapusanya tinshe cho bantu benga istile kintu ifisuma kuri ine.
And that's why you tell us about you.
Icho chabere chikankala icho winga tuwe pamulandu wa iwe.
Because I'm not just buying a shirt from Africa, I'm buying a shirt that Abraham made in Africa.
Chile chitase ichakwala kufuma kwa Afrika. Ndeshike chakwala icho Abraham apange kufuma kwa Afrika.
Or maybe, I don't know, Abraham, can you make a shirt?
Yes, I can make a shirt, a very good one.
Okay, I'd buy it.
Thank you.
It's important that you tell us about who you are, because that's why I want to do business with you.
Chikankala ukutweba fintu waba. Echo abantu benga bombela amakwebo na iwe.
It also is what makes your shirt special.
Kairi echo ichingapanga isheti jobe ribe irisuma sana.
So for example, in this business plan, Cyclorama, their competitors, their big advantage is there was no other specialty bike shop in town.
Nga mulefu ya muchirishanye, muchilangililo, nguleta makwebo, finwa shibati chocho mpangile, chisuma sana ukuchilo mundu wensepata la pangaku.
So you will see in this plan how they describe their competitors' weaknesses.
Mwala mona mukufunda kwesu kai mwala mona mapanga yesu balaba chirishanya mwala mona unakeba kwata.
And they also describe their competitors' strengths.
Kairi balalondola buno sana mukuchirishanya amakaba kwata.
And then if their competitor had a great strength, how are you going to be different to provide value?
Uyo muntu ewo chirishanya nankwe ngana kwata kisuma ushire wala muchila shani ukutila iwo chibe cha mutengo kisuma.
The next section is your marketing strategy.
Awe ibi isa yo balela ndapo mapange ayo winga shitisha nomba.
Seth, can you scroll down to marketing strategy?
SEO bika bino kana ngane.
Trying. Give me a moment.
Yeah, no worries. Marketing strategy is how are you going to get new customers?
Bushe wala senda shani abantu balabashita abapya wala bongula shani iwe dipushe olyo.
So what is your strategy to sell more shirts?
Bushe mapange isha suma sana oyo winga shitisha amashata yengi.
If you also though need to tell us how you're going to make more shirts if you sell more.
Kairi ulingile watu londolwela esiyo winga panga mashata yengi ngole shitisha isindi.
So if you're going to just sell in Kapiri Mapashi, you would advertise different than if you were selling all over Zambia. If you want to sell all over Africa or into America, you would market and advertise very differently. You're going to get a coach eventually, so that you, thank you, so that you have help figuring this out.
ufile wasenda omuntu ule kule kukansha okutila enga kwafirishako mukyole ekita.
But a coach can't help you if they don't know what you have already planned.
Ifwe ngabasakasambirisha kutwa kwafwa ngatawishibe filya tantike.
So when you have to start this plan even if you don't know all the answers.
Ulingile fye wambako amakwego nangula mapanga na mtaukwete ugwasuko buli bwonse.
And it's perfectly fine to just write everything you can think of and have them help you condense it.
Kairi chisuma ukulemba fyonse fye winga tontonkanya kucha kwafuwako ukuipangasha nokuba waishiba tuntutumo.
The next section is management and employees.
Awe yumbi umusela baletila pakupima kairi nabanchito ukuko ifanya kwanishila nabanchito.
This is where you tell us about you and your key people.
Ifinomba echo winga tuweba iwe na bantu balia aibo wachitekela infungulo sha bantu sha wachitekela.
This is your qualifications of what is your experience and education to show you know how to make a shirt.
Ifi echo nomba winge shiba ifi wapitamo na masambirilo ifi ngalengo kobo kutila iwe walibombe fi.
One of the things you will recognize is that in this business plan, this example,
Echo winge shiba choko watila timuri ayama kwebo tulebomba nangula ifilangirilo ifi.
neither one of them had a lot of experience in bicycles.
Takwaba umuntu fye pale abuturumbwiro wako atako efyo enga pitamo mumakwebo engachita nangu aya machinga.
They like to ride bicycles, and he worked in a store that sold them for a year.
Vena balensha na machinga kai balabomba na mushtolo emo bashitisha machinga omwaka no mwaka.
But they had a lot of training in business and finance and marketing.
Kai bali kwata ifintu ifinzo baishiba mumakwebo ukushitisha nefyo bapitamo.
And the point of that is that you don't just need to have proof that you know how to make a shirt. You need to show us you know how to run a business.
Iwe te chutula ngefye kutila chawe ni kutina panga napanga masheti ivya kufualefi. But ulingile waishi wono kutulanga tine kutina butuka na makwebo.
And if you don't have experience in that you have somebody helping you that does.
Ngata ukwete ukuishiba buno bwino ufilo wakwato omuntu ulingira kwa furishako uyo waishiba.
So for example, it's important that somebody know how to keep the financial bookkeeping.
Muchilangiro ufilo waishiba ti umuntu umo uwaishiba efye ngasunga ibu ili arupia.
It's important that somebody know how to do the flyers or brochures and things for marketing.
ufire muchikankala chimbi ufire waishiba umuntu waishiba balabanga shita masheti nabenga sendo nokuya mkushitisha ulingire waishiba kila musango ifyo.
Your expertise could be that you know how to make a shirt like Abraham.
Balaba vishiba ufire waishiba bimbi muchirangiro ulowa kwasho kupanga sheti kwati ba Abraham bano.
And you need to get help with the other stuff.
Kairi ulefire wakabira ukusenda ko uwafilisho kufinto fimbi.
Yeah.
Or your experience could be in bookkeeping and you're going to hire somebody to make the shirt.
Iwenga waishiba ukusunga mfiandalama na mabuku ulingira waisha kwa muntu fimbi uinga kupangia kwa masheti.
But I need you to look at the big picture and see all the things that need to happen.
No mandingile na kwata kwa chikope chikalamba no kumono kwa kutila chifinto kwa ndeka bila filingile vya chitika.
And show your investor that you either have the experience or you're getting help in that area.
Kairi ufira walanga umuntu mole kukansho kutila biushe na ukwato kuishiba ukesenda kwa umuntu waishiba ule kulanga muchendeo reka bilo kwa fako.
Because I don't know you and your experience, you have to show me that in your plan.
Pantu inesha kuishiba nefye waishiba fidia ufingile wandanga mfiolele mba mapange yowe kwetaya makwebo.
The next section is getting into the finances.
Umbi umusela ukuingila nomba ukialupia.
This is very, very basic.
Ifi fiaribe fiatanchikwa kali fiaribe fikankala.
Is how much do you have and how much are you asking for?
Nishinga esho kwetega nishinga esho leipusha.
And where is the money going to go?
Kushenomba indalama ni kuisa mkwaitu mfikishapo tunapange chongo ni kuisa indalama shala ya kai ni kuisa ekola twalolipia.
In this financial thing, I just want to explain a few details.
Mufya ndalama balefwa ya balondole buno buno sana kufikapo ifindu fimo ezo tubala kuchika bonsi.
If just when you read in here where it says leasehold improvements, right at the bottom of the page there, or at the bottom of your screen, it'll say leasehold improvements 7,000. These are US dollars, and these are just, this is all made up.
Kai ifi ngawale ngabuno vino nabalogo kutirati fimo nefyonse mukyole funtula mo necho winga bombe lapo babika no rupia 7,000 US dollars.
In America, if I wanted to open a retail shop where I sell shirts, I would lease a space, but it would be up to me to fix it up to make it good for selling shirts.
Kwa America ngabalepo besule storo bafire ba poza kuzana mano kutila ifino mba ndeshitisha abantu filingile fyakwato ko mubukumo ukute na mailo muntu alingila abwela elo makwebo yakula.
And we call that a leasehold improvement.
Kairi ifi tufitati ifi no tupingatila ifi tuingafuntula.
And working capital means the money that you need to have to operate your business until you start making money.
Ukuombela papa bukumo bole fumamo ulingile waisha kwa kutila impia wapo sile nasha wa mwele makwebo filingile fya kupela kwenda la mashimo ishinga leto bukumo.
The rest of that is pretty self-explanatory. I just wanted to make sure you understood what those things were.
Balefwa ya beshi boko kutila twingo mfikisha no kuishiba fintu balalondolola antifika nkale fi.
And then you would write a summary
Kaili uringire wale mba icha kulekelesha necha kungurila.
Then when all of this is done, you would go back and write the first section.
Ifinga fyapwa uringire futi wa bwela na kabili mukulemba echo wachambirilapo amapange ya makwebo,
Which tells us who you are, the purpose and what you need, how you're going to repay it, etc. But you also write your executive summary and put it in the very beginning.
Kai ichi ngalondola fintu waba mubulondolo shi nevya winga chita na mapango kwete makwebo fyala kwafu wako vino wachamba bakubala.
If you remember from our class, the executive summary is an overview of your whole plan.
Nga mwaibukisha buno sana ero twale sambilila ifine mufyo mwingabika fyena fyave pamo twingalondolola mapango kwete aya makwebo.
It should be 2 or 3 paragraphs.
Chidingile chaba icha pamo icha bulondoloshi.
And it should just make me want to read your whole plan.
Kairi chene chi echa lambwesha ukubelenga amapange yo zoyo nkwete ya makwebo.
If I was an investor, I would read your executive summary.
Inenga nali umuntu ulebika molupia mfena belenga buno sana echo londolwele echo sondolwele.
And it would either make me want to read your whole plan or throw it away.
Nangula chala panga inokubelenga fyonso fyo tantike padia angula kuchina chiposa.
So you spend most of your effort writing the executive summary.
Ulingile wa sendo poso sana mano ukulemba buno sana mufya kulekelesha.
Because if your executive summary is not compelling and exciting, nobody will even read your plan.
Pantu mufya walemba ya kulekelesha nga tafirepela kwa mano tafirepela kwa kuishiba takulu muntu kabelenga echa makwebo chobe.
I realize that it is not easy to write this plan.
Nomba nabeluka kobo kutila tita chabe changuka ukulemba ifya makwebo amapango kwete.
But you need to have this together in order to start working with a coach and even start thinking about growing your business.
Nomba ulingire wa kwata kwefi pamo no muntu ule kukansha kairi no kwata mapanga suko ingamba amakwebo.
And with that, Seth, we are ready to start taking questions.
Mulicho baleipusha base kutila na ipenganya kwamba ukuipusha amepusho.
Yeah, so if anyone has a question, please feel free to go to the chat box at the bottom of your screen and just type in a question. And we will do our best to answer any and all questions that come through for Mark today with relation. We've been talking about the actual structure, the actual breakdown of your business plan in order to be able to access mentoring and in order to be able to attract investment. Mark has been sharing around this. Go ahead, Abraham.
Baletile kwa kutila umuntu onse ukwete ili pusho afi balondolwele ba Mark ishibo kwa kutila kifo wa chamba nasi bara kushisha eti ala pango muntu kushiba kyonse.
Yeah, if you have a question, go ahead and type it into the Q&A box, or you can also raise your hand. There's a little raise my hand icon at the bottom. You can click on that and we will allow you to ask a question if you have a question to ask.
ngana ukwata ili pusho ikakwasuka waina valimba tukupasha kuti vaiviko kaini kuti vaipusha ongarembeka chacha kakutolonda unogona sanzemba lasuka.
So at the moment, I don't see any questions yet, but I imagine a couple of you are typing away. So I'll give you a minute or two to see from there.
Kali noshita etuko ili pusho liyonse bonse bale bimbaje ukumwana efyo venga suka pano ya masambisho namba mwe misepera mukwaye kuti mwe pusha ali mwe ko kuipusha mwe gabantungwa.
We are all very eager that you would be able to start writing your business plan.
Kaida kwila mwakabirisha uko kutata awe nomba kwena mbo kulemba makwevo ya ndino kwamba ukubomba makwevo bale mizo maisha kaino no kwa kuti mwaipusha ishiteto chako nayo ni 6 minutes kwa ipusha question.
So this morning here, your evening time there, Mark is sharing around this subject so that you have as much information as possible before you start to write your plan of business growth.
Tikankala sana panti kuno bushipu ku Zambia kulo kwa America kachelo nomba bamati na balondole fintu vingi sana so pete mulalemba business yenu plan yenu mkwete ipushile nili ipusho bani afwe ko balaya.
I would, I want to reiterate that although this is difficult to do, in order to do mentoring, we need to understand your business. And if it is difficult for you to write this out, then I encourage you to start partnering. I would strongly encourage that you guys start getting groups together and start working on this as a group. It will help you hold each other accountable, and you will be able to learn from each other. And hopefully Emmanuel and Abraham can help coordinate some of that locally, because I can't say enough how important this is.
Baletilo kwa kutilanga kucha kushupa ukulemba business plan awe kuti wasenda kwa muntu waishibana kumawasile bumba mwaikala panshi mwabika pamano ya mwalemba ifi ya makwebo nga kuti wafirwa ba mutima mwana wa pastor Emmanuel Musanje na ngumwamona ba Abraham Penslo Chosen kuti ba myafu wako muri area.
I see when I say raise your hand, there's a little icon at the bottom. Having said that, I did see that Aranzo Mola had a question. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes. I just want to find out, is it okay to have a partnership in the business platform whereby you agree with your friend or with someone else to come up together with the idea, and you have the ideas of doing business, then your friend, you share with your friend example, then you partner with him. Is it okay, or is when you are
the question, as I understand it, Mark, is Mr. Hughes, is that if you have somebody and you are wishing to partner with them in a business,
yes,
is this okay? And any thoughts that you have around partnerships, and also how this might affect the business plan?
Yes, exactly.
Thanks, Alonzo. I love partnerships. Okay. I think having partnerships, but you have to have the right partner. So if you both know how to make shirts and nobody knows how to do the bookkeeping, then you're not good partners. So you need to have skills that complement each other.
Balelando kobo kutila bushe chisuma ukubombela chapamo basuka ba mako kutila tibali temwa ukubombela chapamo bantu wenga waishiba ukusunga ibu kulyandalama tawaishiba kupanga ichakufala umuntu wenga banankwe nakuti aishiba kupanga ichakufala waishiba kupanga ukusunga irupia nebuku so chisuma ukubombela chapamo.
And that you have a written down set of rules for your relationship.
Kairi ufire wa maikala panshi no kulemba amafunda yasuma sana pesengi mukwete elo mulevomba amakwebo yakusuntinkana.
In other words, who's in charge of what and who makes what decision and what do you do if there's a disagreement?
Munshila yimbe letila nani uinga pamulu kai nani umuntu uinga letako amapanga yasuma ukutila mwinga pantanshi no kubombela chapamo.
And most importantly, never, ever, 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 ever start a partnership without a written plan of how you get out.
Chikanga na chimbi mumfuikishe mwika bwekeshapo na ngula mwite mwilabomba ukwabulo kupata echo mwinga lembapo kuno bwino mwasuminishana ukutila ushikubuma kutwafumamo na ngula kutwatwalilila.
In other words, I could buy you out or you could buy me out, but there needs to be a written plan for how that works in case there is a conflict or somebody's life changes.
Baletina chikanga sana kutia panshi mwalemba ni mungu mkuyantanshi kutwa mwapu sana umwalefa kufumamo so yainanga mwalemba kumashi bati twasumishe nyefi tuambile nefi kuchamina fuako kikala panshi no kusunke fi.
But if you do those things, I encourage you to develop partners.
Awe nga mwachitefyo bale mikosesho kwa kutila chawe kuti mwafuntuka nga mwabombela chapa muno kuya pantanshi.
Thank you, Aranzo.
And again, I'm assuming that means that the opportunity can support two partners also.
Yes.
Mark, yeah. Excellent. That's a great question. Thank you, Aranzo. Mola, great question. Can anyone else, does anyone else have a question before we close the meeting for everybody? And again, this is I see Ben has a hand. Again, you can always use the virtual hand also at the bottom of your screen if you like to, but go ahead, Ben. We are excited to hear from you. Go ahead with your question.
No, all right, thank you. Just wanted to ask, what kind of entity should I set up if I'm only starting my business journey?
So as I understand the question is he's asking a sort of more of a legal question. So again, I'm going to ask everyone that keep their questions within the framework of our discussion tonight. And our discussion tonight is around the conversation of writing your business plan. So there's a lot of questions we can answer about the legal setup of businesses, around sort of business strategy. But tonight, I'm really encouraging questions to be very specific around the subject of how to set up my business plan and questions in relation to business plans. Ben, I'm sure we'll be able to answer your question offline if you like, rather than in this particular session.
Yeah, Ben, it's a great question, but there's a lot to it and there's not a short answer.
Kuti vasezi vatinokuva kutira mulai kishame kusho ipusheni kulingana nesambiriro iripo ichoko cha miafako kupasuka amepushe mwipushe.
Excellent. Before we go, is there anyone else?
Epo tatulaisa la bushekuru muntu na umbi.
Okay, I see Moffat at the bottom has raised his hand. If you can just unmute Moffat, and then you can ask your question.
Hello, everybody. This is
Hello.
Christian. Hope everybody is doing fine and had a productive day. My question is in line with the proposal that you've given as a sample to us. Like for me, with my business, I have a written down proposal. So my question is, do I have to use the sample of your proposal, or we still maybe submit with what we have in relation with what we're dealing in, what I've written down in terms of my business, or maybe we jot down something closer to your sample that you have given out today? Thank you.
Question mark, as I understand it, is how closely should they hold to the sample that you've given? If something has a slight variance on that, or even a large variance on that, what are your thoughts around such things?
Thank you. Christopher, the reason for the sample was for people who didn't know where to start. Their business plans have a whole different, all kinds of orders and all kinds of examples. I'm giving you samples to help you get started, but it can look completely different and be creative, because it should be from you, not from me. So that is an excellent question, because I don't want anybody to just fill in the blanks and use this sample. The reason I shared it was I'm guessing that some people, this was a huge thing, and I wanted to make it look like it's really not that hard. And that you can write this. I just wanted a sample so that it took away this big thing you might be imagining. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. It's clear.
I wanted to, if I could piggyback on what Mark was saying. I just want, I wanted to add, even if you have something written up on your business, it is very important that you look through the sections that Mark provided. And you make sure that information is in part of your business plan. And I'm adding this because we talked to somebody else yesterday. And and they had information written up on their business. But it was not enough information to tell us, some people that are not familiar with Zambia, what exactly their business did. So again, you don't have to follow Mark's exact format. But you do want to include important information like how much profits you are making a month. Where is your facility located? If you have business partners or if you have employees. Did you hear that, Abraham?
Yeah. Ngana ukwata abantu abo suntingena abo ingapanga bakwebo.
Excellent.
So that's all I wanted to add.
Yeah. So thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Jamie, for everything that you've also communicated there. We're going to now finish up this session. Next Wednesday night, we start internship properly. It will be the actual start of internship. If any of you notice that somebody has been accepted for internship, but they are not on the WhatsApp group, please let them know to contact either Abraham Ponsulo or to speak to Emmanuel Monsonge.
Nga pali omuntu ine tabambikirepo pebumba idile sambira mukole kuti watumina Pastor Monsonge or watumina Pastor Chosen Abraham.
We need to help each other connect to the training. I encourage you to take a look down the list, and if there's someone you know on the list and you know that they're not on the WhatsApp group, help them become part of the group. Those of you who are under the TBD, to be determined list, we are still working our way through interviews. Everyone on that section has been accepted for internship. But we are still determining which tier they are to be a part of. Thank you for your attendance today. We have enjoyed being with you, and God bless you. Thank you.